So welcome back guys to We Talk Boxing, and in this video I'm going to be talking about Lewis Crocker versus Paddy Donovan. Now these two guys met for the first time in their boxing careers, and this was pretty much on the big event which was headlined in the SSE Arena in Belfast. Now this was the main event for this event, and it was a very intriguing and interesting and very eagerly anticipating bout between two guys. Now Lewis Crocker overall came out the victor by disqualification for Paddy Donovan, um, and it was quite disappointing really because Paddy Donovan for me was winning the fight. And I love Lewis Crocker. I think he's got something to offer the welterweight division. And I feel as if potentially, depending on what happens with the belts, could maybe fight for a world title, or maybe even capture a world title. Who knows? But as I said, it was Lewis Crocker that comes out the victor. Now he takes his record to 21-0 with 11 KOs to his name. Okay, now there's talk about that he may now fight the IBF champion, which is Jaron Boots Ennis. It's a difficult fight for someone like Lewis Crocker to step up to that level. If that fight was to be made, which I'm sure Eddie Hearn, after the fight, did a interview and said that he is now going to be the mandatory. Now, if that fight is made, I'm going to favour Jaron Boots Ennis all day. Is a level above Crocker. Above Lewis Crocker at this moment in time in his career. I feel as if someone like Lewis Crocker needs to have more fights at this level before looking to take on the world champion. And he's been in there with some good British level opponents, but to step up to world level, I'm not too sure there. And the welterweight division is not the greatest division. Okay, let's just pull it how it is. Let's say it how it is. The champions currently in that division, you're looking at Boots Ennis, Brian Norman Jr. I don't know who that guy is. You got Barrios, who's quite decent, and you got Stanionis. Now, would I favour someone like Lewis Crocker to beat any of those? Maybe Brian Norman Jr. because I just don't know who he is. But the rest of them probably not. So for me, he needs to be in there with some other world level opponents before going up there. Maybe the guy that Jaron Boots Ennis recently fought, Karen Chukanasian, or maybe even David Avanesian as well, just to see whereabouts you are on those levels. But I could fully understand, you know what I mean, if you're a fighter and then you've worked your way up to mandatory position and you've got an opportunity to fight for the belt, you're going to take it because you're going to fully believe in yourself and you're going to think that you could beat the man. But me, I'm a realist, and I just don't think he's good enough to beat Jared Boots Ennis. Now, in terms of the fight itself between Paddy Donovan versus Lewis Crocker, for me, Paddy Donovan, was winning the fight. I haven't checked the scorecard, but for me, he was winning the fight, and it's a shame how it ended. At the point where he got disqualified and he hit Lewis Crocker when he was down, if he didn't throw that punch, and then obviously Crocker got back onto his feet, obviously went to the corner. The next round, Paddy Donovan would have got him out anyway. He would have stopped him because that cut to his eye, his left eye, was horrendous. And I'm surprised the referee allowed it to continue, because just prior to that last stoppage where Paddy Donovan got disqualified, Crocker went down anyway. And then as he come up and he got back to his feet, the referee looked at him, looked at the cut, and allowed him to carry on. Honestly, he should have been stopped at that point, or at least the doctor should have had a look at it and then made his decision. But yeah, Lewis Crocker luckily gets the victory, but Paddy Donovan looks quite decent. He's quite big for the weight. He's got good hand skills. Just probably needs to calm down a little bit in terms of his displays during the fight. But overall, I'm quite impressed with Paddy Donovan. And I feel as if this defeat ain't going to do much to him, because I feel as if there is a potential there for him to come back from something like this. And obviously, him and Lewis Crocker both got big support from the Irish crowd. So both guys should at some point maybe go on their separate ways. Let's say Crocker gets his mandatory title fight, and Paddy Donovan probably takes on maybe another world operator before both of these guys maybe going back in there running it for a second time in Ireland as well, because that's no doubt what Eddie Hearn's going to want, because this fight would sell out instantaneously and it's going to make a lot of money for both fighters. But yeah, brilliant performance from both guys. Better performance for me from Paddy Donovan, but these things happen, and let's see what happens now in terms of both of these guys' careers. Lewis Crocker, very exciting for British boxing. I think he could potentially become a world champion, but he needs more, for me, just a little bit more experience at the world level before taking on a world champion. That's just my thoughts. But Paddy Donovan, he needs to rebuild just for a couple of fights, maybe take on a few more world level or fringe world level fighters, and then maybe look for the rematch or try and capture or fight for a world title yourself. But yeah, brilliant performance, and very intriguing clash of styles between the pair, and both guys are still quite young, so hopefully they could come back a lot better. And what's crazy is that you got someone like Conor Benn in this division as well, so that's a fight down the road that I'd love to see. I'd love to see these guys in with someone like a Conor Benn, and I'm gonna probably edge towards probably these guys because I feel as if they've got better skills than what Conor Benn has. But people are just going to want to watch it. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How did you see the fight between Lewis Crocker and Paddy Donovan? Do you feel as if the disqualification was the right thing by the referee, or do you think that the referee was a little bit harsh? And what next for Lewis Crocker? Are you like me? Do you feel that it's too soon for him to take on a champion like Joan Boots Ennis? Or do you think if you're a fighter, you just got to go for it? And what about Paddy Donovan? Do you reckon he can come back? Do you reckon he can rebuild? Do you reckon he could ever maybe fight for a world title or maybe win a world title? As always, guys, please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Bless.